the girl, Donna. She can turn off the mic. First of all, I want to thank everyone for coming out this evening, February 21st. I hope you all had a nice Valentine's week last week. It's still Valentine's month, if you care to celebrate. And some of those with nice red on tonight to brighten up the place. I want to welcome you again. If you don't know who I am, my name is Diane. I'm your Marketing and Recruiting Director. So hello. I also want to give a shout out to some of our newer agents that have joined Taylor Properties and Anne Arundel Properties this evening. Also, our tonight's event is sponsored by Heritage Title and Heritage Financial. You got 2 drink tickets, you guys. Pink tickets for cocktails, beer and wine house, and real drinks. And then you also have a gray ticket. We're going to have some door prizes for everyone a little bit later on. So again, tonight's event is sponsored by our very own in-house Heritage Title and Heritage Financial. We also want to remind you to try and use our title company. That way we can keep our fees low and our commission high. Who doesn't want to get 100% commission, right? You work hard, why give everything away to your broker? But if you use our title company, we have the best rate guarantee that won't beat any other title company's cost by $100. We also give your buyer a $300 credit toward closing, and our experienced settlement officers travel anywhere, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. So you don't necessarily have to come in to our Annapolis office. We have 3 satellite offices, you guys. Largo, Waldorf, and the very new Rockville now. So you can use that nice Rockville satellite location. Yeah, we're trying to reach down into that market because that way we want you to be more successful. If you're more successful, we're more successful. Also, I want to remind you to use Heritage Financial. That's our in-house lending company. We also have a best rate guarantee that we will beat any other finance company by $100. Also, you get a $100 Home Depot card just for allowing Heritage Financial to pre-qualify your buyer. Now, just a couple things, you guys. I wanted to remind you about your uploads. Get your listings in, get your contracts in, get your EMD money in. You know, we all want to stay in compliance with the laws and just keep things flowing. You have a great back office staff, you guys, that will help you along the way. I want to give a little shout out to our back crew. Back there we have Candace. Hey Candace, if you can just raise your hand. She's in Heritage Title. We have Nicole right next to her, Heritage Title. We have Tiffany right there at the blonde with Taylor Properties. Melissa in the corner, or 2 Melissas actually. We have Melissa Claret with Heritage Financial and Melissa Scavage, part of Taylor Properties, right here in the column. Okay, little shout out to her. Let's see. We have Jamie somewhere. Jamie in the back, you guys, she's your best friend, you know, when you want to get your commission check, right? Get that commission breakdown. Get it in. Any questions? Karen, where's Karen? There she is. Signs, name riders, business cards, anything you need, your license. We are here to help you because, again, if you're successful, we are successful. We want to help you get there. Now, just a couple more things. Again, that new Rockville satellite location, you guys. It's on Rockville Pike. All of our satellite locations are branch office in Silver Spring run by Mary. Give her a call if you need some mentoring or if you have any questions. Always reserve the space 24 hours in advance so that way there aren't overlapping appointments. We got one coming in the back door. I don't know, Melissa, if you can let Danielle in. She's coming, or someone. Thank you. Danielle, we are so glad you made it. Come on in the back. Have a seat. Don't forget to check in. Oh, boy. Anyway, again, you guys, we want to help you get there more successful. So right now, I'm going to turn the mic over to Dave Keeney, Heritage Financial. He's going to talk for about 5 minutes. and then we're going to continue on. Okay, Dave?
Good to see you all here tonight. We're off to a pretty good 2017. See a lot of old faces here. The old faces know my phone is always on for any questions that you have. I think this weekend I had questions from real estate agents that were up trying to look at timeshares at Canadian Valley. So any type of question's fine. Call me anytime. For the new faces, if you don't have my number programmed in your phone, program it, because I'm here to help you any way possible. There's a ton going on with the lending business, and I want to thank you all for keeping me busy. I appreciate it. We've had a good year, looking forward to a good 2017. I think I've talked to you guys about the different levels of pre-qualifications, the quick and dirties, the through automated underwriting, and the new level that we've been going to, which I call the platinum level, where you actually send the borrower TBD, to be determined as far as property, for an underwriter to take a look at the file. It's working very good. I've had several files, but that's a couple things for you guys. It allows you to settle quicker once you've found a house. And what it does for me, it allows us to sometimes stretch the purchase power just a little bit more than you could, because the underwriter has verified the income. It takes a little bit longer, so you got to be a little bit more patient, but it's being thorough. I saw a number this morning that kind of surprised me from one of the Freddie or Fannie about the number of fallouts that they have going to settlement. It was 25%. No wonder listing agents give me a call and say, hey, this deal's falling apart, what do you think? Because the fallout rate, even nationally, is fairly high. So this will help you guys go to settlement quicker with a lot more assurity. Now, probably the biggest question I get is interest rates. There's a couple things on interest rates that you can do. Probably the two things, or the one thing that I've seen the most recently was doing the combo loans, where you used to call them the 80-10-10s. Well, with that 10, you can take the first mortgage up to whatever the limit is for that county, and the second mortgage can be as big as you want, almost as big as you want. I think we've got a couple of limits around 400, 500,000, but it gets you out of that jumbo pricing, and it's been very successful for us towards the end of last year. The other thing, as far as interest rates that are coming for 2017, I think we're going to have to see it to believe it. I think everybody should get used to hearing for something. Live rates today, I thought I'd bring this with you because I was pricing up an FHA. FHA on a 30-day lock today was 3.75. If you called me up and asked me, I would tell you 4. But this is today's rates, locked in, pre-approved, ready to go. They got 3.75. It's a pretty nice rate. Conventional is generally a little bit higher. Again, I'm in the office every day. Call, text, stop by. Be more than happy to help you out with any type of thing that you need. Appreciate again you all coming today. Looking forward to a great 2017. 2016 was pretty good. Let's keep rolling. All right? Thanks. Take care. One thing Delia is going to get on me about. I saw you. Products. Congratulations. We've got some wholesalers that are taking down payment assistance programs through us now. Home Path, Prince George's County, Economic Development, Anne Arundel County, Washington, D.C., I'm not sure what it's called, but it's a down payment program. HPAP, HPAP. All of those programs are now available through Heritage Financial. So there's some additional perks for being as large as we are right now. Again, thanks for coming. I didn't forget Delia. All right.
Big hand for Dave Keeney from Heritage Financial. Way to go, Dave. Way to go. Okay, now, I just, at about 6 o'clock, you guys, we're going to have dinner and meet and greet. greet, things like that. But right now, what I would like for you to do is just turn to the next person and introduce yourself. If you don't know them, introduce yourself. That way you get to know each other. Say, hey, how's it going? Good job. Good job. Awesome. There you go. And if you do know someone, great. Just gets a little energy flowing in the room. Okay, that's good. No more chitter chatter. Now we can pull it back in. Hey, you guys, Taylor Properties, over 500 agents licensed in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. We are making our mark in the Mid-Atlantic region. So give it up to you guys. Give it up to you guys. And if you know anyone that would like to join Taylor Properties, you get $100 for each agent that signs on. So right now, what I would like for you to do is just stand up for me. Just everybody stand up real quick, please. Just stand up. Stand up. Look at that. We need to pull 2017. Some positive energy. So I want you to take both hands to the ceiling. I want you to pull in that positive energy for 2017. Push out the negative. Take both hands to the side. Don't hit your neighbor. There you go. One more time. Reach to the ceiling. Pull in that positive, and then push out that negative. And I can feel it. There you go. 2017. We're going to have a good year. We are going to have a good year. I feel it. Now, right now, you're going to pull out that gray ticket. That gray ticket. And I need somebody to run up a picture to me, please. Candace, Melissa, somebody bring me the picture. And you're going to look at your ticket, and we're going to have a couple winners right now. Again, to start that 2017. Thank you, Candace. That 2017, we're going to have a couple winners. So right now, your ticket, 513134. 13, got a winner, winner. A bottle of wine or a shirt with me, whatever you want, babe. Take a pick. Got a winner, 2017. Okay, 513138. 38, got a winner. Woo! Come on up, pick a bottle of wine or a shirt. You choose 3 reds, 3 whites to choose from as far as, or if you want a shirt, it's starting here, medium, large, extra large. And then I'm going to do one more giveaway. And we're going to get on to it. There you go. Woo! Okay, 513144. 44. Got a double 44 here. There it is. Nicholas, right up here. Take a pick. Take a pick, wine or a shirt. You want a shirt? Okay, those are larges. Or which one? You get to pick. You only get one because we have the rest of the group we got to take care of. Give me your ticket. Which one you want, babe? Large or extra large? Or you want small? Pink? You want a blue? You want red? Okay, well, pick whatever you want. There you go. Just one. There you go. That's my favorite. Goosebumps. That's a very, very good wine. A nice red Italian blend. Anyway, so are you guys ready to get going for 2017? You want to be successful or you want to be more successful? We have a great speaker tonight, Jason Jutila, who is one of our very, very own Taylor Properties agents. He is going to guide you with his quick tips. Your second handout right there, you guys, it's like a manila color or an ecru color. And you're going to follow along with the steps for our very own Jason Jutila. Give a big hand. Come on up, Jason. And let's lead the way to a successful 2017.
Well, I'm glad you, can everybody hear me please.
Yep.
I'm glad you made everybody stand up. Now I don't have to do that. That just cut out 5 minutes. I want to tell you a little bit about myself, real quick. I'm from Montgomery County, Maryland. Born and raised. Lived in Chile for a couple years. I am been with Taylor for about 3 or 4 years. Licensed in Maryland, Virginia, and DC. Before I got into real estate, I owned a construction company. I did residential remodeling, additions, baths, kitchens, things like that. In 2008, something happened to me that probably happened to a lot of you in this room. As the economy collapsed, so did I. I lost everything. Houses, finances, I kept my marriage and my house. That was it. Everything else is gone, okay? After that, I closed my business down and worked for a bigger construction company. Started as a project manager and worked my way up as a senior project manager. And what I realized in companies like that is when projects end and you're making good money, you tend to end. So I went through a series of layoffs from different companies. And after my last layoff, March 1st, 2015, I said, I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm not going to put my family's finances in the hands of somebody else that if a project ends, I end, or if somebody in the company decides that they want to have layoffs, then I'm that guy because I make, higher money than the next guy. So in 2015, March 1st, the day after I got laid off, I decided I had had my real estate license for 10 plus years and then just started the last few years doing a lot of rentals with Taylor. I said, I'm going to do this thing full time. And so that's exactly what I did. I didn't have any sales, didn't have anything pending, and I just said, I'm going to do this. From March 1st, 2015, all the way until December of that year, I only did 1.3 million. Okay, just a few sales. Okay, in my market, it's 300,000. Okay, last year, 2016, I did over 5 million. And this year, I'm going to double, if not triple it. Okay, and I want to show you how to do that. This isn't through Realtor.com or Zillow or Trulia or anything like that. It's about a mindset. It's about committing, and it's about understanding your why. For me, my why was not putting my family's finances in the hands of somebody else. Number 2, it was to help clients. Just like I did in the residential remodeling, helping clients do residential remodeling projects, real estate's just like that, right? Whether you're helping somebody sell a property or buying a property, you're trying to help your client. And if that's where your heart is, if that's your why to help the client, you're in the right spot. So if you don't have a pen, you need to find a pen now, because we're going to be writing a fair amount here. Anybody who doesn't have a pen, you can raise your hand. In the back table, they'll give you a pen. Okay, so the first thing I want you to write, and you can write it on the front cover of this page, and on the front cover, you'll see I have a Facebook Realtor page. All you have to do is put my name there, comma Realtor. You'll bring up my page there, and then also my phone number and email. If you ever want to call me, if you ever want to email, calling's better. I'll answer any question you have, okay? The first thing I want you to write, and you can write it right on the front of this packet, is put why. Write the word why. You need to understand what your why is. And until you understand what your why is, all of this is going to be meaningless. I can tell you everything, but if it's about the money, you can do a lot of things than real estate and make a lot of money. But you gotta know where your why is. So let's go to page 1. I'm also in the Tom Ferry coaching program. So a lot of this stuff, all this stuff is available on the internet. You can Google it. It's not everything. It's just a few different handouts that I think were helpful for this talk. And then I also contributed as well. And I can answer you any questions about coaching later on. But that's something that if you're going to be doing real estate full time, you need to seriously think about coaching it, either if it's with Tom Ferry, Mike Ferry, Joshua Smith, Buffini, any of those things. You need a coach. You need somebody that will push you and motivate you and get your mind to a different level. Okay? So let's look at this triangle first, okay? With your pen, each of these levels, I want you to mark 1 through 5 where you rank, okay? So, for example, you have 7 different levels here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. And so, on the right-hand side of that, 1 being poor and 5 being amazing, excellent, when we look at the first one, interested or committed, you would say me, interested or committed, I'm probably a 5, right? 5. But if you're part-time, if you're just doing it for a couple transactions, if you're just kind of going through the motions, that would be a 1. Okay? So mark on the right-hand side where you are right now in life, in your business, where you are. Are you a 1 or are you a 5? Okay? The next, which we hear about all the time, is lead generation. Okay? How many leads are coming in on a monthly basis to your business? Is it just a couple? Is it not enough? Okay, that's probably a 1. Is it more than you can handle? Oh, that would definitely be a 5. Right? Now, lead conversions. Now, if you only have 4 leads coming in a month, or 3 leads coming in a month, but you're converting 3 out of the 4, or 4 out of the 5, 4 out of the 4, well, then that's a 5. You're doing amazing. But if you have Zillow or Trulia and you get 100 leads a month, but you only convert 1, well, that's pretty poor, right? So you would mark that as a 1, right? So on a scale of 1 to 5, where the leads that you get in, how are they converting? Are you converting it at a high rate or at a low rate? Right? The next is presentations. Do you have a presentation for buyers, for sellers, for investors? And if you don't, write down Cloud CMA. It's a very inexpensive product. I would highly recommend it. I use it on all my listing presentations and all my buyer consultations. I think it's $29 a month.
Is it Cloud CMA?
Cloud CMA, it's fantastic.
Is it like Dr. Producer type of thing?
Kind of, but it's very simple for the consumer. So I actually get it professionally printed. You go into Cloud CMA, it's 10 bucks, 12 bucks, 15 bucks that I have my printer just produce everything. I don't do it on my home computer. I always have it professionally bound when I need something.
What's it called again?
Cloud CMA.
Cloud, what? Cloud.
Cloud, yeah. And then, the next is systems. Do you have somebody that's handling your marketing? And somebody maybe doing your payroll? Someone doing your social media? And from 1 to 5, where do you rank on that? Okay? Results. You're the top, you're the CEO of this business. Are you managing those people effectively? 1 through 5. And the last is master. Emotions and finance. Are you the type of person, an agent, that when you get involved in a transaction, do you get emotionally wrapped up in it? Or can you separate it and be objectively? Because your client's looking to you for advice and guidance, but if you're so wrapped up into it, that would be a 1. If you're objective in providing excellent advice and you can step away, then that's a 5. And then lastly, finances, which is so important. Do you have a profit and loss statement? Do you have a balance sheet? Do you have your stuff in QuickBooks? You know? So if no, then that's a 1. And if you have all that, then that's 5. Okay? So on the right-hand side, you can see where you are right now. Okay? Snapshot in time, exactly where you are in your business and where you need to go. Okay? Because this is just a starting point. All right. Now, on another sheet of paper, not necessarily in this packet, but in any one of these pads, I want you to take a pad. It could be from Heritage Title. I think that's the pad on there. And with your piece of paper, I want everybody, I'm not going to make you stand up, but I do want everybody to close their eyes for a minute. Just take 10 seconds and close your eyes. We just talked about where you are on your business cycle. Okay? You might be doing this part-time. You might be wanting to do it full-time. Maybe you're doing it full-time and you need to push yourself. I want you to open up your eyes. I want you to write down the number that you need to make this year, annually. If you were just doing real estate, what that number is. What you need to make this year. Gross income.
Need to make or want to make?
That you want to make. Yeah, good point. Thank you. That you want. Right. That you want to make. Okay? Now, I want you right under that number to double it. And that number you doubled, I want you to circle it. And that first number that you put down, I want you to cross that out. So now the only thing that is circled is the number you doubled, right? I want you to turn to your partner and tell them what your number is. Okay, it's just a number, not life goals, right? All right. Are we good? Everybody have their number, and your neighbor knows your number, right? Okay. I want you to go to the packet, the page in here saying getting to know your numbers. Okay? Getting to know your numbers. Okay, so everybody should be in this packet getting to know your numbers. Okay? I want you to take with your pen, I want you to draw a line in the middle of your page where the lines are. So it's vertical, like this. Okay? Just like this. Okay? On the left-hand side is going to be everything that I'm going to tell you. Because I have a limited amount of time, it's impossible to do this thoroughly, so I'm going to give you all of the figures, and then you put your own number in there. Okay? So on the first line, income goal. That was the original number that you had said that you want to make before we doubled it. For my example, on the left-hand side, I want you to write $100,000. Okay? That's a decent number. Nothing spectacular, but decent. Now I want you to double that to $200,000. That's the new income goal. That's on the left-hand side. And what you can do on the right-hand side is put your original goal and then what you doubled it to be. Does that make sense? Now, for line number 2, and this is where it gets a little tricky, and I'm just going to give you this answer here. On the left-hand side, we divide 0.03 into the new income goal. So for $200,000, that would be $6.6 million. Okay? $6.6 million. And 0.03, the reason why we do that is because we assume 3% commission. If it's a 2.5% commission, that number goes way up. If you can get over 3% on your side of the commission, that number goes down. But for the sake of argument, let's just say 6.6 million. Okay? The third line, average sales price, 300,000. On the left side of that line, put 300,000. Okay? So my column on the left-hand side should be 100,000, 200,000, 6.6 million, 300,000 as the average sales price, and then down where it's circled, line 4, 22. That means to make $200,000, I just need to do 22 transactions at 300,000. Okay? Just 22. If you're doing this full time, you're working every day. That's less than a house a week. Okay? Are we clear? 22 transactions? Right? Okay. Now, on the right-hand side, your numbers may be entirely different. Should be. Okay? But at least now you have kind of a roadmap of how we're going about this. Does anybody think 22 transactions, is that too much? Good. Because I'm going to show you how to get there. Just bear with me. So, on the buyer and seller side, I tend to be very listing. That's what I do. If you went on my Facebook Realtor page, you would see that all I do is pretty much listings. I don't do a lot of buyers, I do some. So, for the example on the left-hand side, I want you to put 15 listing sales. If my goal was 22, 15 would be listing sales. Okay? Now, on listings taken, it has to be higher than that. Meaning, I need to have more listings taken. So put 17 right underneath the 15. Meaning, I actually have to have 17 listings, and I know within the calendar year that 15 are going to close, okay? Because some are going to carry over into 2018. Now, underneath that, put 19. My close rate, when I can meet in front of a seller, is 90%. So if I can get in front of somebody and they want to list, chances are I'm going to get it, okay? Put 19 there. That means if I want to sell 15 houses, I need to have 19 appointments to get there, okay? I need to be able to sit in somebody's living room or couch in the family room, and I need to do my presentation 19 times in order to get 15 sales. Does that make sense on the listing side? Now let's go to the buyer side. Buyer, I have a 7, okay? So put 7 on the left-hand side. And the 15 plus 7 equals the 22 transactions, okay? So on the buyer side, it's 7, okay? Now for me, buyers take a longer time. They just do, months, okay? So put 10 right underneath 7. I figure I need to have 10 buyer consultations. We sit down, we talk about it, we go look at houses for months before I get 7 sales, okay? So if I add the appointments between listing appointments and buyer appointments, on the left-hand side, you should have 15, 17, 19, 7, and 10. Where it's circled, on the number of appointments I need, should be 29. Meaning between the listing appointments and buyer appointments, I need 19 listing appointments and 10 buyer appointments, 29. Can you get in front of somebody, 29 different people, can you get in front of them? Right? So why can't we do 22 if we're not already doing it? Right? You got to sit in somebody's living room or have a buyer consultation 29 times to get to the 22 number. That's it. Okay? So let's go to the third part of this. And this is where we get into some meat and potatoes here. Number of transactions, we already said is how many in this example? 22. So write down 22 there. Now the analysis shows that we need to have 40 conversations to get 1 appointment. Okay? So what I want you to do is we take 22, we multiply it by 40, put 968. You have to have 968 conversations, okay, for the whole year to get here, okay? A little daunting, right?
Yeah.
968. The third line, the next line, we break it into monthly, okay? That's 88 conversations for the month. 88. It gets a little easier. And the reason why we do that is we don't divide it by 12, we divide it by 11, and the reason why is because you're going to need a month off. You're going to need some vacation. You're not going to eat, drink, and sleep this stuff 24/7 like some of us do. We need time off, right? So you multiply it by 11, you're at 88 monthly conversations. Now let's break it into daily. We divide that by 20. So you come out with 4 and some change. Just call it 4 conversations a day. So now, if I told you, you need to have 4 conversations, either with past clients or potential prospects, maybe it could be at an open house. You need to do that every day, 5 days a week, to get to our 29 appointments, to get to our 22 sales, to make $200,000. You need to at least spend an hour a day on your business to do that. Would you do it? So let's do it, right? On the left-hand side, this is exactly how you can do it and you get there, if you're not already there, right? Okay? So let's get into some more stuff. Let's go on the next page, lead generation. So on lead generation, it's very simple here. You look at your past transactions of last year, 2016. If that's 5 transactions, 10, 15, 20, 40, whatever it is, you break it into seller and buyers. Very simple. There's 45 different categories that you can put on this paper, and that's not even all of them, okay? But when we look at this, you need to look at your numbers from last year and figure out, okay, where did my sales come from? People often say referrals or spheres of influence. Okay, well, what does that mean? I have people at church, I know people in construction, I know other property managers. You know, we need to drill it down and get very hyper specific on exactly where that's coming, because what we're going to do for 2017 is we're just going to multiply it. So if I'm getting 2 people from church, that's at least on top of my mind. Well, how do I double that? How do I get 4? Okay? Wherever your sphere is, if it's Zillow, Trulia, whatever, in this category. So when you have time later on, go back to your sales from last year and mark this down. Now, you might say, well, Jason, I don't have any sales. I just started. I'm a new agent. Well, that's okay. Because you have access to MLS, right? You know in your neighborhood what's active, what's pending, what just sold. But guess what? Your neighbors might not know. So get out there and door knock. It's fantastic this week. Not today, yesterday was great. But you got to get out there and keep pushing. Another thing is open houses for realtors. Now, you got to sell that house, right? But there are times where people will approach you. I'm not saying go and try to get sales that way in an open house, but I do have people that come to my open houses that are looking to do the exact same thing that I do for sellers. They want me to do it in their home. That's not a conflict of interest. They're not looking to buy that home. They want me to come and do an appointment for them. Okay? What I'm trying to get you to think about is, how can you get 4 conversations a day? How can you focus on that? You know, at least 4, you can call friends and family. Just get that appointment, even if it's coffee. But you got to get in that mindset of pushing yourself. Because what happens is, we have fear as real estate agents. We're fearful for going to that next level or getting out there. It's natural. So you got to push through that. And the way you do that is, you know, I've already given you an assignment. You've got to have 4 conversations. You need to get 29 appointments any way you can. And sit in front of those people, and this stuff works, right? Okay. So, in 2015, I didn't have any transactions at all. So what did I do? A client appreciation party. I invited my whole neighborhood. And you know what? Only 15 people showed up. I sent out flyers to over 150 people, door knocked, did everything I had to do. 15 people showed up. That was okay. I did one 4 months later, 50 people showed up. About 6 months after that, over 100 people showed up this past June. I don't think it ended until 2 a.m.
Like movie night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So on the client appreciation parties, I invite them to my house. I have a big blow-up screen, show a Disney movie. I pay a licensing fee for that. And then I have popcorn, cotton candy for the kids, and then adult drinks for the adults, and then barbecue. And then I have my lender. I have a lender and a title company who help sponsor that stuff too. So that's something that, as you get more in touch with David, that you can reach out to them. And partnerships, I mean, that's what all this is about. So don't feel like you got to spend a lot of money out of your pocket, but you got to have that conversation. The last one I had in June of last year, it was fantastic. I had a settlement, coincidentally. It was either the same day in the morning or the day before. I think it was the same day. And at night, I had new people that hadn't known me before said, man, so many people are saying great things about you. Well, yeah, a lot of them are my former clients. What better way to impress new people that don't know anything about you than to have your former clients just show up? You know? But you got to get out there and expose yourself. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, but just be out there. Because most people want to be that secret agent. But that secret agent, they're not having 29 appointments. They're not making those 4 conversations a day, okay? But if you want to make real money in this business, you need to push yourself and do something different than you haven't done before. It's like what somebody told me once before. You only get out of something what you put into it. and I'm giving you information to put into it, and coaching and anything else that you do, it puts information out. So what comes out is stuff to keep moving your business forward. So this big events, quarterly events, this is something that you should think about. You know, maybe you don't have much money to start, but start thinking, getting your mind in them. Write some things down. Maybe there's a lot of free coaching events too. Go online, Google, and you'll find that just start putting it into your plan. Okay, we're already in March now, but start thinking about how you start to put that in a plan to help move your business. The next few pages is business and personal expenses. And you know, when you have a chance at home, here's all the information you need in terms of all the expenses that you'll probably have in your business that if you went line by line would help you start to categorize things, okay? And don't forget about your personal side too. And the most important thing, guys, if you're married, share this with your spouse. It's a partnership, right? Everybody has to be on the same team. As you get more busy with real estate, there's going to be a lot of strain on your relationship. It's just natural. So the more communication you have is important, okay? So, some takeaways here. You got some homework. 4 conversations a day, 29 appointments. You need to fill out the calendar of different events you're going to do. Your business expenses, your personal expenses, all that's in the packet here. If you have any questions, my information's on the front of the page. If you're thinking about coaching, do it. Google it, start researching it, get yourself to the next level. And the most important thing that I would encourage you to do, and I didn't understand this until I got into coaching, is you got to wake up early. I'm dead serious. You need to wake up early. I thought if I could wake up at 8 o'clock and make $100 grand, that was good enough. It's not. I mean, we're talking 5 o'clock, you know, minimal. You know, if you want to be successful, you got to get up. You got to plan your day ahead of time, and then boom, the next day you start fulfilling that stuff. Maybe not 5 a.m. Start with 6 or 6:30, but not 8. You got to start up and get up early. Okay. Well, that's all I had.
Wow, what a lot of information, huh?
Yeah.
Give it a great big hand for our very own Jason Jutilla. He is one of our top 10 agents, you guys, and I think he has a really good plan there. Makes me want to go out and sell real estate, but I'm going to stay in and recruit agents instead, okay? Do what I do. Anyway, a lot of good stuff there, you guys. I tell you, it's definitely doable. Okay, so a couple more giveaways, and then we will get to dinner. What do you think? Okay, here we go. Grab your ticket. Grab your ticket right here. Here it is, 513140. Winner, winner, 513140. Who do we have? All right. Woo! 513140.